Okay, so I am just going to go with the fact that once again my tablet has failed me as a second monitor. So hopefully everybody can see and hear me. Uh, if so, welcome back to our live stream of Lunacraft, and today we are going to be making, hopefully, a crocodile. I have never done a build like this before. So let's go to the spot where we're going to build our crocodile. Yeah, as I said, when I tried to view the stream using my Kindle, yeah, I'm getting either inverted colors or a black screen, so I don't know what is going on. But anyhow, we are going to come over here in this nice little flat peninsula and build a crocodile. I think we should build them right here. I'm just going to clear out some grass. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. Just felt like making just a fun build tonight. We may do a couple other little builds. You know, such as going in and sprucing up the barn that I built the other night, which if you go to my YouTube channel, which is Creating Luna, you can see the speed edit of it I did. It's not a fancy barn. Just a place where they can keep the horses till somebody rents them to take them out. Oh, there's a horse over there. I thought it was an Enderman. I'm like, those things creep me out. Okay, so for a crocodile, obviously we're going to need a... Ah! It's working now! Yay! I wasn't sure before. I tried my startup screen and had all sorts of weird contraptions, so... I don't know. So let's get our blocks. Obviously we're going to need green. Green and maybe a little bit of brown. I don't know. Let's see. Let's get rid of that grass block. Of course, then I messed up my search. I don't know, I kind of like the green wool. And then maybe the green terracotta. I'm going to stay away from the glass. Well, hello, chicken. And, you know, I'm not going to do any of the stained planks. Also grab the green terracotta stairs and the green wool. And maybe we'll do some of the slabs. So next, obviously, we're going to look for black, because I do want some black for the eyes. And then white. And then I'm going to do dripstone for the teeth. I just think that looks like a better tooth option. Maybe not necessarily the whitest, but if you're a crocodile, you're not worried about dental care. So let's see. I just want to get the angle I want him on. I want him kind of by the water. So yeah, he is going to be a big guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we don't want a big tooth there. Maybe we should give him a better snout. Not quite liking how that's looking. So. Oh. Oh, look at this. It's going to lovely rain now. Okay. Yeah. Let's make him have a bit of a longer snout. don't want to do it make his head too wide, long because, well, actually I think we should have enough room over here for him. So, chicken, could you get out of the way, please? And he's going to constantly be in the way, I can tell already. Chickens. They're so annoying. Not yet. Okay, it's coming along quite nicely, so before we fill it in, let's make it go one higher. If you go back to my YouTube channel earlier this year, I think it was early this year. Not exactly sure. I kind of forget. I did make a video of a Bumbles the Bumblebee. And if we have time tonight, I'll take you to see Bumbles. Just making adjustments as I go along. As I said before, I've never really done animal builds. The bee was kind of easy. Oops, wrong side. Just because it was more like a square shape. You need room for his snout. And we will... Guys, this is looking funny. Just making sure it... Yeah. It is looking a wee bit ridiculous. Okay, let's add his teeth in. Not those teeth. That's not going to work. So we're going to have to go up higher. We'll redo the snout. I'm not liking how that was looking. Go slowly, slowly, slowly. I think he's coming together. I think that looks more like the crocodile shape. Take this side out. So he's slowly becoming a kind of a circular shape. I don't know how to call it. Okay, so we're going to start from scratch again. What you don't see in a lot of my videos is this happens quite often. With me, it's a lot of trial and error. I get a vision in my mind, and yeah. Not that. So let's do 1, and then a tooth. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to add another tooth here. We're going to make that these two at the end big teeth. And then kind of two little ones in the middle. And I think we're going to put one out to the side and another one out to the side like that. And I'm going to make these come back by 4. Yeah, that sounds good. And then kind of churn in sort of like that. Give them a bit of a neck. So we're going to come up 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I want to be sure I can at least give the teeth on this side. Yeah, that's what we want. Oops, wrong color. Okay, it looks like our poor guy has a bit of an overbite. He's just like you, Benson. My dog has an overbite. Okay. So now we've got that fixed. You can see we need to go one up. And come across again. Okay, so there is our creepy looking mouth. So I am going to try to round it off a bit. So give them a bit of a chin. Well, they do have a bit of a longer snout, so. Maybe he's thinking about going into the water. So this gives us an option to add more teeth. Well, he wouldn't have teeth in the middle like that. I do think he'd have some like that. And yeah, something like that. That looks pretty good. So let's start to work on his face. So I'm going to add his snout. You know, trying to make him look like a real crocodile. Ugh, it's kind of hard. Okay. So hopefully without hurting myself. Okay, so let's see what his giant mouth looks like. Okay, he is starting to look a bit scary. I'm going to cut down on the nostrils because I think they are a little bit too high. So we're going to come back in here. Just start to fill in. We'll take it from there, because next it's going to be his eyes. So for his mouth, I do want you to see his tongue, but then it to disappear into blackness. Oops. So. We'll try to make his nose a bit more 3D. So bring that back a little bit more. Yeah, I know that. I don't know. Maybe we'll be making this into a monster instead. Oh. Okay. So I think we're basically, for now, I'm not going to use the terracotta. I do like how the wool looks. So he's kind of going to be a woolly monster. So I want to grab red. And I think we're going to start working on his tongue. So. So let's say maybe the tongue starts kind of back here. Maybe we'll give him an epiglottis. I don't know, do alligators have it? Epiglottises? Is that the plural form of it? I should bring that forward a little bit. Let's come out and see what we have. I'm gonna try maybe this black terracotta. So there's one block that looks really good. See, this they say is black, but to me it looks brown. Look through here, there's gotta be. Darn it, what one was it? Okay, let's look up black. So there was one that was like jet black. Here we go. Black concrete. That's what I wanted. Because the wool adds too much texture. And while that's great for alligator overall, not if I want to creep a creepy section. That looks like you're peering into total darkness. As you can see, it gets darker and darker as we put the black in. To the point that I can't see what I'm doing. And even with the light on in here, it's kind of hard. Okay. So there is his creepiness mouth. All right, so our next step is to come back over here and start to work on his body. See what it looks like from the front. This might turn from a crocodile to a dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make it 6. 6 sounds like a good number. So I was afraid of, we're gonna run out of room, but you know what, he can hold his tail over the water. We'll go back through and obviously fix the tail later. So let's make the tail curved. I should really use the axiom on because this would let me place blocks on water. But yeah. Old habits die hard. They really, really do. Do apologize if you hear a noise. Got very warm here today, so I have my other external fan on for my laptop. All right. So now we're going to come back here and work on his face. So this I do want the black wool. Oops, not those. So he's going to kind of have a surprised look. And that is okay. Okay, even if this is a fail as a crocodile, I still like the face. Oh, dearie me. We should shrink down his epiglottis. Oh, my word. Oh, that is so funny. So funny. Sorry, if I don't play around with my other camera, it will shut down. Well, not camera. My iPad, my tablet. So something like that. And now we're going to, as I said, work on his body. May make it just like one shorter. So I do, if you notice, change how I put blocks down. That has really nothing to do with what makes it easier or more accurate for me. It's just I get bored after just flying around putting blocks. I don't know, I'm just a little weird. You might have to make him the sea serpent. Because I really haven't figured out how I'm going to give him legs. Let's try something. Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and make fun of me in the comments. I won't mind. This is becoming so hilarious right about now. Ah! We'll definitely have to see if we can see him from our town hall. Let's finish this section. Oops, sorry. God, he's gonna look hilarious. Sorry, buddy. So I'm not gonna fill in the insides of him. Just for time's sake, but if I can get up here, I am definitely gonna light him up so I don't create a mob farm. Because you don't want weird sounds. Or maybe I do. Maybe we could put a bunch of zombies in them. Maybe that's what I'll do. I will partially light him up. And then maybe drop a zombie or two in him. Just so we can hear the groans. Now the backside I am going to make a bit shorter. Just, you know, coming down a bit. Let's see, Oh. I am so glad I built this little guy. And the only thing you guys can see is a bunch of green right now. But once I get this section filled out, we'll stop and take a look at him before we finish his back. I am going to try to raise his back a little bit. Just to give him some more visual appeal. Will it work? I don't know. As I said, we'll have to possibly rename this guy to Dragon or Sea Serpent. The face just cracks me up. Okay. We're going to slowly rise up the back. Maybe something like this. Oh dear. We'll just quickly fill this over this way. I am going to come back through and texturize it. No, we're going to leave it like that. That's his little neck. Oh, man. Yes, I'll have to do that side. Oh. This is crazy. I don't know what I have created here. Don't worry, we're going to bring the tail up to match it, because it does look a little bit weird right now. Now the other thing is, I guess I could put it, I have my sound blocks. My jukebox is turned off. I was gonna say I could put a sensor so when you come up near him, he growls like a zombie. But so we're gonna make this one kind of equal to. I don't know how I'm gonna fit his feet back there. Oh well. So this is the first time I have built something like this, so there are bound to be mistakes. So we're going to be two. Just trying to make sure I have everything all even. Which is hard for me, because I usually mess up at some point. Okay, are we even? Okay. So we have one block there, one block there. And yeah, we are 1, 2. I don't know, something's just looking off to me. So this looks like there are 2 blocks at the end from the 1, 2, 3, fourth one. 1, 2, 3. One, 2. Okay, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3. They're 1 block. 1, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, you're the goof. I'm sure there's another goof somewhere. Okay, and the last 2 are connected. This is why I usually try to do, when I do one side, I jump over and do the exact same thing on the other side right away. Okay, we're going to take these blocks away. Because I want his tail probably to come up about here. And we're just going to gradually bring it down. Like one block at a time per row. Okay. Okay. Not the best shaped tail in the world. Probably knock this part out. Yeah. And maybe bring something like that. I mean, it's not perfect. Nope. Okay. So next we're going to try to put his little eggs in. Legs, not eggs. But I think before I do that, we do want to light it up. So I'm going to come to the operator utilities and I'm going to grab the brightest light possible. And escape out of there and drop a hole. As you can see, we have lighting issues. So I'm just going to light this up like crazy. And hopefully we won't get an infestation. Just close out. Ah! Now we're definitely in the dark. So I'm probably going to go overboard when I light this. Okay, just... If I do this, give it a second, they will disappear. There we go. So fly out. Okay. I've decided to make his neck a little bit more connected. So this is stuff that I kind of fix just as I go along. All right, so that's his face. So his first leg should come here. So he's going to have short, dumpy legs. So let's come over and do the same thing on this side. Let me just make sure I am on. Making it equal as possible. As I've told you before, I'm not the best at that. Okay, that looks good. And so then you come 1, 2, 3, 4. Fly through his mouth. From here you come 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we have them connect. All right, that doesn't look right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. So now we have to figure out, so I do definitely want this to be pretty tall. And can I put dripstone sideways? Don't think so. Don't think that is a possibility. We can do a lot of things, but I don't think we can do that. No, we can't. So we're going to use white wool. As a substitution. Oh, we got another portal, nether portal over there. May have to do something with that. But not right now, because I'm working on this guy. So I'm just going to come over, and I think I'm going to knock the corners off. And see how that looks. Now that looks bad. So we're going to bring this part around like this. And I think for the next one, we're just going to cut it like this. See how it looks from the front. Okay, not bad. It's starting to look like a foot. This is Minecraft, so we don't really have to go with how realistic it looks. Although, I think it has become more of a dragon than a... I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's still a crocodile. So we're going to make his giant claws. Maybe something like that. We'll have to find something to separate them. Maybe. If we kind of do them like different sizes. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. We're just too much It seemed the too much color, too much of the same color was together. Now, as I said, I am going to come back and texturize him once I'm done with the feet. I'm sorry, I keep laughing at my alligator. Clear some of the grass here. Not so much the ground. So I'm going to have his back feet kind of come back here. Right next to, or that's too close together. That's too close together. So let's move in half. Something like this for his back feet. Nope, that's bad. So let's bring out 1, 2, 3. So you are okay, you look like you're the set. Oh, let's see, we have 3 up here. We have 4 up here. Okay, so we're going to do the same over here. I've been saying that a lot tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. So we want the one back like that, which we have. We have green behind that one. So now it's time to try to make it as round as possible. Not bad, not good either, but okay, so it's not going to look like the front, so we're just going to make it rise up. So I think how we're going to do it is have the 2 in the middle the highest. So, which means we're going to have to knock that down. I'm going to keep that like that. I'll just do something like that. Which means I have to do that to the other side before I forget. He's got really gnarly feet. So let's go do the same to the other side. Since this is over water, I am going to fill in just to make it easier for me to raise it up. That is a good song, by the way, You Raise Me Up. Yeah, well, I'm not going to attempt to sing it, because that would just be really, really bad. If I tried to do that. So yeah, because of like muscles and stuff, I'm going to try to add a bit more texture to it. And my camera went out. Forgot to play around with my second monitor. There we go. Periodically jump in and check chat, because I hate to miss any messages. So we're going to come back and try to do the same. Apologies if you hear any weird noises in the background. Obviously, it's Friday night, and I have to have my window open because it's really hot here. And people are being very noisy. All right. So here is our, well, I'm not even sure we call it a dragon and crocodile anymore. Oh dear. And we should try to fix his head a little bit. Oh, man. There we go. So now he looks like he has a little bit more going on in the brain behind his head. Okay, I'm going to add some spikes to him. And we should probably raise up his backside a little bit. There we go. So this way his tail looks a little bit more connected. And we're going to give him some more spikes. I know crocodiles don't have spikes, but I don't think this guy is any crocodile anymore. I think he is some sort of dinosaur or dragon. So let's give him... Never figure out how to spend... There we go, end rod. So that make it look like he really has spikes. You know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to do dripstone. We're going to leave that one there. I know. I haven't texturized him yet. So he is going to have, obviously, spikes on his back. And as we get closer to his back, they're going to get smaller and smaller. And we will try to give him some on his tail. Now he does need a way to defend himself. Oh boy, and it's going to rain again. So now he can wave that around and hit his enemies. And should we give him a great big horn? You know what? We've come this far. Why not? And we're getting silly by this point, so let's just have some fun with it. And make it over the top. Oopsies. I don't know what this thing is anymore. But it is hilarious. And let's make him even funnier. Let's give him blinking eyes. So I am going to use an item frame. I do have a data pack that lets me turn the item frames invisible with shears. And I'm going to use the Eye of Ender. And that is using a resource pack called Animated Items, I believe. See, do they blink at the same time? Yes, they do. That's just, oh my gosh. What the heck did I make here? Our crocodile has done got off the tracks. Alright, so I am going to come back through and add some different, oops, wrong button. Add different textures. I'm going to stick with the wool. I don't know, I just like how he looks with the wool. So this time around I am going to be using the Axion mod, and that gives me the option to replace blocks. So if I come here, you know, I can randomly just, no, I'll give him all sorts of, oh, maybe not that, that's too close. Like spots, I guess. See, we'll give him like big green feet. So as I said, I'm just randomly plopping them down. I mean, if you want, you could give them a lovely coat pattern. And give him some lovely hair. Which I know I just changed the shape of his head, but as I said, his feet I'm definitely going to make green, especially by like the toes. I don't know, that just seems to suit him. Yeah, so I am obviously doing this very erratically. If I don't, I will start in on a pattern. I really don't want that. I mean, a couple diagonally like that is, I think, adorable. And maybe we'll do his little hairstyle. So I think we do have to come up with a new name. This is no longer a crocodile. Well, I think maybe the sea monster of Crestfall, because that's what I've decided I'm going to name this town. So as you can see there, I kind of goofed, so I do want to keep that green stair there. So we'll just come back and fix that. His little green feet again, or his green toes. Okay, I do want to put a little bit more, like maybe some green there, and there, and one right there. Okay, well, here is our, I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh at this guy. Here is our sea monster of Crestfall, who has definitely gotten out of control, who started out originally as a crocodile. But look how cool this is. If I stand here and go into F5, it looks like he's going to eat me. Let's see. Ah! Okay, I'm done being silly right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know, I've said that a lot tonight. So, like, originally when I started the stream tonight, I had no idea what I was going to do, which is highly unusual. Usually I have some sort of plan. It may not look like I have a plan, but you normally have some sort of plan. So, yeah. I don't think this is too bad. As I said, absolutely far from perfect. There's a heck of a lot better builders out there than me. But I'm happy with the results, considering it's my first time building something this gargantuan, as far as a creature, being a creature. I don't know. He's kind of cute, but also kind of ugly looking. Let's take a look and see what he looks like at night. Probably not going to be able to see him too well because I don't have that many lights. But that's what... I don't know. What should we name him? If anybody has any good name for him, feel free to put them in chat for me. I will check them out later. And post them. So, oh, while we're here, let's take a look and see what he looks like from afar from Crestfall Village. Oh, there's an Enderman somewhere. So that's what he looks like from the in the oh, the Endermans are freaking out because they don't like the rain. Hey, horsey. Oh god, that is hilarious from a distance. And the horse is gonna go. Oh, guess he wants to go look too. No, don't. Oh, thank God it wasn't a steep edge. So. I wonder if we can see him from over here. Let's take a look and see what he looks like from inside the town hall. There's our candle shop. Earlier this week, oh yeah, I'm getting all sorts of sidetracked. But earlier this week, I built our potion shop. Not necessarily certain how thrilled the villagers are with the way it looks, but hey. Looks can be deceiving. Oh, I do love the little garden, though. Not sure if I'm going to continue with the village, or this may be the village completed. So really can't... I could probably spread it out this way. I just can't figure out right now. Well, they could come down here and come up. So maybe I will continue with the village. There's a couple other shops that I want to put in. Like maybe a little restaurant. Oh, I love the mangrove trees. So you're seeing all this Halloween-y stuff. That is from the Halloween data pack I have installed, and you can get that using the stone cutter. And yeah, I don't think I would stay in a shop if I turned around and saw a skeleton over the door. Well, as I said, just got a, you know, kind of got a creepy vibe going on. If we come up here, it gets even creepier. So yeah, to make potions, you do need to have animals. Personally, I would not be happy if I saw animals kept like that. And as you can see, the potion maker is not necessarily the neatest person in the world. You know, has her books thrown all over the place, but you know, this is where she keeps her more creepier ingredients, to say. You know, her brain in a jar of eyeballs, and blood. This guy here, dude, yeah, he didn't pay for the potion, so she somehow got his head into a jar. And this is just where she keeps some of her more expensive potions and ingredients. Come back down here. She's got her 2 cauldrons going. Do be very careful if you're using a respawn anchor. Don't do what I do and overload it and blow my whole world up. Completely and utterly. Boom. Gone. I have no idea. I just like knocked my camera out of whack. She's got some potions stored over here with some scrolls on the wall. Maybe not the nicest person in the world if she's carrying poison in her shop. Just saying. That would be super creepy. And I don't think you could have any good uses for having a potion, a poison potion in your shop. It's a pumpkin in a jar. And just some more storage. Some magnum. It kind of looks like lava, but I didn't want like the lava popping out while in the shop. Respawn anchors being noisy. So how I got it to smoke differently was the campfire is directly under the respawn anchor here, and under the magnum it is actually 2 blocks below it. So that's why you see more puffs of smoke coming from the purple cauldron than you do the magnum. Oh, there we go. I was going to say watch it. Now it's not going to do it. So jump out here. Oh, it's a leaf. I was like, what the heck was that? I know a lot of people don't like purple. And the warped... I always don't... The warped warp black. But I think in this build they kind of work together. And I love the amethyst. I just had to put it on. And I have to listen to the sound as I run across the top. You guys probably can't hear it too well with the rain and me talking. So, going to come over here. And we have our... let's come down the proper way. Whee! So this is the mine. This is what started the town. I still have a lot of decorating to do in this, because it kind of looks like it's abandoned. But ooh, the rain got quiet. So if we come up this way, as you can see, they have arrows telling you which way to go. So if you see an arrow and you head that direction, you're going deeper into the mine. If you go in the opposite direction of the arrow, you are heading out of the mine. So we have some coal here. And like this was originally a natural spawning cave that I went ahead and sculpted using TNT to make it kind of look all rough and ragged. So as you can see, here's a coal ore vein. And I also used a deep slate coal just to give it a bit more texture. Excuse me. Allergies are horrible this time of year right now. I just randomly placed them all over the place. And you know, these blocks are the ones where they've chiseled away the stone and just have the coal ore. If we come up here a bit higher, and we have another coal, bigger coal ore vein, and it goes in two separate directions. Right above here is our jail. That's why you hear the dogs barking. This way, bad guys can't dig out of the jail. Or, sorry, I'm flipping around. Or if they do try to break out, they have one heck of a drop. Funny story, while I was trying to sculpt this mine, I got a little too close to my jail and blew up the sheriff and the deputy. Not my finest moment. But luckily the dogs were fine. And the inmate was fine. Although looking a little bit sad because he couldn't figure out how to get out. Where's my ladder? Okay. Whee! I'm horrible for going down ladders. That's it. Oh, we were already down this one already, but just show it to you guys again. Because I did not follow my own advice and go against the arrow. So if we come down here, you can see we have some gold. This one? Thought I had a ladder here. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's the other way. I have a ladder. So here's some gold ore. And some of it that they have dug out already. And same as with the coal, I also used the deep slate version. So you can come... now here's my ladder. And just, you kind of wanted to make a twist and turn and go deeper into the mine. But also show that there is danger to mining. Because we've opened up a waterfall. If we come up this way, we have an X telling us not to dig any further because it's not safe with all that flowing water. And if we look here, we have an emerald ore vein. And just very similar to the other two, I used the two different types of ore to make it. This one I don't think is quite as full as the others. So it's not that good of an emerald vein, but still. Emeralds? Excuse me. Emeralds are emeralds. Yeah, take what nature's going to give you. So come up here. It's kind of a tight fit, but we can come back up the stairs. So yes, as I'm going to eventually, I had to take a break from this because this was very tedious. We will be, well, I will be, adding some miners in there, some wagons, probably some mules, hopefully pulling carts. So let's come take a look at our jail. Here is our two doggies, and the guard giving us a bit of an evil eye because, you know, you really shouldn't be hanging around a jail if you have no reason to be there. I did kind of put this out of the way a little bit. Just, you know, kind of hard to run through town and escape when everybody's looking for you. You know, we have our other guard up there with the crossbow, looking all mean and businesslike. So if we come down here, doesn't look like at first you can get in, but if you look kind of hard, there's a door there. That is from the Built Blocks Plus mod, I believe. And he's a bit glitching out a little bit with the armor. So here's our dog. We have Raider and Storm. Did have to use a summon command to get these Wolfarians. Hi, buddy. So there, as I said, this is what it looks like from the outside. And hey, creepy guy. I haven't done a video on this one. Oopsies. So we have our deputy who's sitting there looking like he's working on a piece of rope. We have our sheriff who looks like he's working on a piece of paper. You know what? Let's give him a feather. So it looks like he is actually doing something rather than just staring at the paper flabbergasted. This is what I love about the armor stand mod. Right click. And I can give him, actually, we'll make him left-handed. Yeah, that is left-handed. I had to think for a second. So now by adjusting, we can make it that like he's trying to write. Now, obviously, it's not going to be perfect because you don't write like that. But so let's kind of step back and take a look. So I mean that's adds a bit more realism. This is Beowulf, one of my favorite of all time stories. So over here, you know, we have some leads. You know, for bringing in the bad guys or, you know, catching. Yeah, sure. I forget the name for farm animals that get loose. Fun fact: when I was in college, I did not live that far from a dairy facility, and every once in a while, in the middle of campus, we'd have a dairy cow just hanging out, chewing on the grass. Was really entertaining the one night. All of a sudden, like police and all these sirens and lights, and they were trying to catch the cow in our quad. Now, you would think, considering they had a dairy farm in there and it was farm country, they would train their police officers on how to catch farm animals. They had no clue. No, they're trying the best with what they have. Luckily, one of the things the school was known for was their equine studies programs, which means we were learning how to work with horses. And cows, similar to horses, are prey animals, so you kind of got to go up confidently but calmly to them, not running around going, "Hey cow, hey cow." I mean, with this facility, the cows were friendly. I mean, I know some dairy farms are not, but so we would go out and, you know, bring carrots and apples for the cow, and the cow would come over, and most of the time they had the halter on, so it was just a matter of getting a rope and leading them back to the farm, which was, well, actually it wasn't a farm. As I said, it was some sort of dairy facility. I'm not exactly sure what you'd call it, because it was in the middle of a town. But, you know, it was like 2 blocks away, so we'd walk the cow back home. I can tell you, though, we got very fresh milk. It was delicious. And, you know, obviously they have to have storage for their weapons. And a Beowulf. Yeah, he did not make good choices. We're not exactly sure what his crime is, but he's not exactly happy about being in here. You know, here are the beds. They do have some lights. You know, it'd be totally cruel not to be able to see outside, although they can't see too well. Pop that open. Bye, guys. So we can't get there from here, but if we come over this way, hop, skip, and jump. Probably not the best design in the world if anybody can just climb on the roof, but hey. And we can come up here and see what's going on and talk to our friend here who does not want to really talk. Okay. So we're going to fly over here and take a look at the stable I built the other night. If you want to see how this was built, I have a 3-minute video. That's a speed edit of it. There again, I'm trying to learn how to make proper edits and use flashback. And I do want to make some quick adjustments here. So let's see if I can do this without accidentally smacking a horse. Oh. Oh, that's right. I never took off the Axiom mod, which lets me replace stuff. So let's grab our bucket of water. So we don't want our horses to be without water. That would just be mean. So I put sweet berries under the carpet so they can't cross over. But yeah, they can... And this is why I'm putting the buckets down. Yeah. Guys can't stay off of them. Still love you, though. Yeah, I wanted something a bit more open, sort of like the stable you see in Skyrim. On one level, I did kind of mess up the roof a little bit, but a lot of horse stables will actually, the roof is not connected to the walls. What this does is let fresh air come in without it, you know, rain coming in and the cold coming in. Otherwise, I've worked in the closed off stables and people think they're a lot better for the horses. They really aren't. Places where I worked where they had heating and air conditioning for the animals, their animals were a lot sicker. Horses and cattle were not made to be kept in temperature control environments. I mean, obviously, if an animal's sick, yeah, that's a good option to have, and we do heat lamps and stuff if we don't have heat, but makes them get sick a lot. The college I went through 4 years. The first 3 years I went there, they didn't have heating in the barn, and then they got a grant to get heating into the barn, and the amount of colds those horses had, like, doubled. And it wasn't because they weren't being taken care of, because it was a student's job to take care of, and that was part of your grade, and they were very strict about how you took care, their animals were taken care of. But they also wanted to modernize to compete with the other schools across the country, so here is our lighthouse. We haven't visited this in ages. Never did perfect. I gotta come and add some life to my world. I was gonna put a lighthouse keeper in here, and I never did. Well, I had one. I had a creeper that was wandering around in here. He seemed to like it in here, but I guess he left. You know, he has a little quiet reading area. You know, down there, that's for entertaining people. Up here is if you want to be by yourself. And whoopsies. I'm really bad with ladders. And up here is his bedroom. If we go all the way up here, we probably won't be able to see it. Ah! Here is our lighthouse. And there is our town hall. And back beyond there is our creepy little guy that we built. See if I can get down here. Does anybody else have trouble with ladders or just me? There's his little apple pie if he wants to eat it. But before we go, let's take one final look at our sea creature of Crestfall. That would have been a much better title. I don't know, he's just so funny. Oh gosh, that is hilarious. Anyway, thank you very much for coming to this live stream. I usually stream every Fridays, give or take about 11 o'clock at night. I don't always get here directly at 11. And the replays of this will be available on my YouTube channel Sunday night. And I released usually 2 videos a week, one on Tuesdays and the other Friday night. What is fluffing by my legs? Oh, it's you again. These chickens. Yeah, don't go away. Lord, I got a killer chicken. So anyway, thank you very much. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.